So good on here. In this video I would like to show you a few methods for separating what you hear and what your viewers hear. So now in the background you should hear some random copyright free music from the Firefox browser. And what's the problem? Here in the OBS, if I move this slider, it affects what you, so viewers, hear, but it doesn't affect output of audio for me. But if I go here into the Windows Mixer and I move this slider per application, it affects us both, so it's usually impossible to set the separate audio for your viewers and yourself. Although moving the Windows master volume affects both. So now, if you just want to listen to something that your stream doesn't hear, this is really simple. Either go to the settings and in the audio, disables your global audio that you're using. So for example, if I were to use my headphones global audio, then don't use this one and do not stream it or record this one, but do it per application. So create a source here and stream your audio per channel per app running here, but you have to have it running for OBS to have it here in this drop down list. So now if I have an application audio capture source here called music app, and if this one is set to the Firefox window, then I can open in this time Chrome's browser, turn on music, and I hear this one, but you as a viewer won't be able to hear it. So now let's go to the more advanced stuff where you want to play something for your viewers but don't hear it yourself. Okay, so the base OBS setup looks somewhat like this. You have your audio playing simultaneously to you and your OBS. In the OBS, here in the sliders, you can change audio levels for your viewers. And for yourself, you can go here and change this one in the Windows Mixer. But the Windows Mixer affects both your viewers and you if you want to change channels per application, although the master volume work only for yourself. Now I will show you 4 methods on how to play something for your stream only and don't hear it yourself. And the methods will be arranged from the simplest one to the hardest one to do. Okay, so the first method is based on using an extra playback device where you send things that you only want your viewers to hear. The con of this method is that if you want to record the additional sources, then you need to send one source per one extra playback device. Okay, to use this method, go here and on the Windows bar, right click on the sound icon, go into the sounds, to the playback tab. Here make sure that the show disable device is checked. And now you need to look for something like your monitor or Realtek drivers playback device. I am using my headphones as my main playback device, and I will use Realtek as an extra, so the second device. Right click on this one, enable. Be wary of Windows setting this one as your default device. If you just lost your audio, then go back to your main device and set it as default. Okay, accept this one, and now that we have the second device enabled, go once again to the Windows bar, once again right click the sound icon, but this time open sound settings, go into the scroll down, go into the app volume and device preferences. Now you will either have it spread out like this or one below each other. You want to set the output here of the app that you want to only for your viewers to be heard, the device that you've just enabled. So I've just enabled in the Windows option the Realtek device. I set this one as an output only for my viewers to be heard. Okay, close this one, go into the OBS, and now in the sources, create a new source. This one will be an audio output capture. Name it whatever you want. And here in the device, pick the device that you've enabled in the options. Confirm. Now I will also real quick change the channels level in order not to corrupt this recording. Now if you go into the Firefox tab and turn some music on, you should be able to hear the music now as a viewer. I still don't hear it. To hear it, I go here and into the advanced audio properties, and now I turn on the monitor on the source that we just created, and now I can also hear the music. Now if we were to move the slider here, this will affect both you as a viewer and me. Now little bonus for this method. It didn't work for me, but I assume that this is because of some Windows problems. You can try using the stereo playback. So go into the sound settings again, open this time recordings tab and enable the mix stereo. Go into its options, set listen to this device, so you will listen to this device here instead of OBS, the monitor and output options. And as a playback device, set device that you want to hear, not your viewers. In my case, this will be my headphones. Apply this one. Go into the playback and this time set the enabled second device as the default device. Accept this one again. Go here into the sources and this time add an audio input capture. Okay. And as a device, pick mix stereo. And if everything is alright, then the mix stereo should be picking up the music from your PC, and you should be able to control this one here, and it should send the audio to you via the option listen to this device that we've enabled in the Windows settings. Once again, it didn't work for me, but I assume that it may work for you, so maybe it's worth checking if you like this method. Okay, so method number 2, this one is really nice. It focuses on using audio monitor OBS plugin. You can download this plugin from this site. I will probably put a link in the description. Simply press this download button. It will download an archive, unpack it and turn on the executable file and it will install itself. Okay, so this one works like this. Every audio is passed on one device to your OBS, and the OBS, and you pick in the OBS what you want to hear in your other device. To use this method, go here and the Windows bar, right click on the sound icon, go into the sounds. Okay, now go into the playback tab. Make sure that show disable device is turned on. Look for something like your monitor or a Realtek device. Currently I am using headphones as my default device, and but to use this method I want to use the Realtek one. Simply right click it, enable. Now Windows may have done it automatically and you may lose your audio. Now Windows may have automatically set enable device to your default device, but we want it, and while setting this method you will lose your audio for some time. If Windows didn't do it, right click it and set it as default device. Accept. Now again go to the Windows bar and right click sound icon. This time go into the open sound settings. Press up volume and device preferences and make sure that everything here is set to default. You can also check your default output device here, but we've just set it in the other window where we enabled our device. Okay, we can close this one now. Go into the OBS. Now in the background I will turn on some copyright free music. I can hear it and you also can hear it as a viewer. Now go into the sources and create a new source, being application audio capture. Okay, here create new. Okay, and as a window, pick the window or the application that you have to have this one turn on if you want to pick it, because other way the OBS won't be able to find it. For me, this one will be Firefox browser with the music playing. And also here pick match title, otherwise finds window the same executable. As a viewer, you should be able to hear the music now, but I still don't hear it. I've renamed my application audio capture to the music app here, and I also set the proper tracks for it here so that it doesn't corrupt this recording. And now as a viewer you should still be hearing music, but I still don't hear it. Now let's go. You can do it on every source that you want. Go into the filter. You'll add a new filter called audio monitor. This is the filter from the plugin that we've installed. Name it whatever you want. And here, important as a device, set device that you are listening to, not your viewers. The Realtek one was the one that I put in the option, and I am listening on my headphones. Now I've just started hearing the music, and I can control what I hear on this bar here. Important thing, if you're using other filters, then you have to consider the order they are put in. If I'm correct, the filter on the top is used first, so choose if you want to hear the raw audio or changed one. Now we can close this one, and if you didn't have this filter, it means that you didn't install the plugin, or you didn't. You can also try restarting OBS. Now the cool part about this plugin is also that it adds another dock called audio monitor. Okay, it shows up here, and this vertical slider here is equal to the slider that we've been modifying here. So if I move this one also moves, and now I can separate the audio levels for viewers and for yourself. Here I will control what you hear, and here I will control what I hear. Also I can right click here and check on the output slider. Now I can control what you hear and what I hear in this one window. I can trash this default audio mixer if I want. And the problem about this is that if you want to use the sliders here, you have to have the OBS turned on constantly, because otherwise it won't send anything for you here. But you can try to bypass it by going here, and on the Windows sound control you can change to your device that you're listening to if your OBS is turned off. But beware that if you're using another audio channels controller like this and you will change the audio level here, it won't automatically transport to the OBS. So you can try bypassing having OBS turned on all the time by going here, and on the Windows sound control you can change your device here, but it will not keep the audio levels from OBS. You have to remember that every time you will start recording on streaming, you have to go back and change to this device here if you want to use this audio levels that you've set here. Okay, this will probably be the best method I've shown, or maybe just optimal. Let's go to the next one. Okay, the next method will be using Steelseries GG, mainly Sonar module. This one is a gaming app. It works so that all audio is passed to this app. It creates virtual playback devices and it sends it out. You can either hear it yourself or mess with it in the OBS. Okay, you can download it from here and enter the God mode. Simply grab the executable and install it. After installing, you will be welcomed with window like this. To use the sonar, you have to create an account. If you like this method, then remember you can turn off some invasive options in the settings here. Now go into the sonar tab. You've probably been or will be put through some kind of a setup picking from this application. It doesn't matter, I will show you how we can change it. Here go into the streamer mode and you can change what you've picked up. Here going on the master volumes, click the cog. The personal mix should be the device that you're using. Stream mix should be Sonar Stream. And mic out input should be just your mic input. Okay, so this app works as follows. The new app that will show on the PC should show here in the apps to be routed. Here I will turn on music again. And as you can see, the Firefox just showed out, but it didn't show the apps to be routed. He automatically went to the game. This is, in my opinion, a very big problem because it may, and also the app somehow just disappeared while I tried to move it. These things are a major concern for me, and it seems a little bit buggy. But it works like this so that you can group apps in the, let's call it, channels that you want them to go through. And the only thing that I recommend is going here and changing from the Steelseries Gaming into your default device. It will make this pop-up show, but trust me, this is better for you because if you don't do this, you will be hearing only to the gaming channel, so this one, and not to all of them. You can also try monitoring the output here by picking the stream, but that's for you to mess a little bit. Now let's go into the OBS. Here we don't need this music app anymore. Let's create a new one called audio output capture. Okay, create new, and here pick the Steelseries Sonar stream. I will talk about other ones in a second. Okay, I've renamed my into the Steelseries and real quick change its tracks so that it doesn't corrupt this recording once again. Now, if we have this set up, as you can see, it doesn't move, so you shouldn't be hearing the music. Now, if we go here in the Steelseries app, you can control what you hear by sliders with the headphones and what the viewers hear by these other sliders. So now, if I have a Firefox with music playing in the group media, and I will turn it on, as you can see, and as you can hear, you're starting hearing the music. I can mute this one. Now you should have stopped. I can control this one like this for you, and for me I will control this by this. But this is a Steelseries only the stream, so aggregated all of these 5 channels are passed to the OBS now. If you want to pass only one channel, for example for control in OBS and not here, you can do this but remember that you need to have your main output device here, not the gaming channel. You can change the Steelseries only to the device that you want. So for example, if I will pick the chat one here, you've stopped hearing everything. I still hear it because we've changed to this chat here and Firefox is here. Now if I will turn it off, I also stop hearing to this. But if I turn this one on here and move Firefox here, then we've just started hearing music. So you can have more granular control about this like this if you want, but be aware of this app. You also need to have it turned on all the time, and after turning it off, turning it on again, it won't show on the sonar, but you have to load, you have to wait. Still waiting. Okay, it finally loaded. And you have to go, and only now you can change channel levels. There are problems with apps automatically being categorized, so pick your poison, mess with it a little bit. I would say that using the method number 2 instead of this one, so using the previous method with the obvious plugin is giving you the same thing but easier. Let's go to next method. Okay, time for the final method. This one will be using the VoiceMeeter banana. This program will use as a proxy between what you hear and record and what is given from your system. Okay, for testing purposes, I have a music turned on in my background so that I can monitor what's happening. You don't hear the music yourself for now. To download VoiceMeeter, go to this site. I will probably also link in the description. Click on the banana, download here. You will probably also want to download virtual audio cable, download it here. Install both of these or watch entire part of the video whether do you need virtual cables, and you will need to restart your PC then. Okay, after installing, restarting your PC, you will be able to open an application that looks like this. You may also have an audio problems now, meaning you may not be able to hear any audio. How to solve this one, I will show you in a second. First thing first, after opening this one, you may have many green things turned on here. I would say that turn everything off for now, so that you will be able to understand it better. How does it work? Okay, now it may look very daunting now, but you don't need many, maybe most of the functions that are available here. The thing that I've just grayed out is for recording, you don't need it. This thing are equalizers, you don't also have to use it at the basic level. And these things were master levels for outputs, you also don't have to use this one. Okay, at the beginning I recommend going to the menu here and checking on auto restart engines for both devices and A1. Also run on Windows Startup because you will need this to be able to hear things, and turning on the system tray so that it will be available here. Now press on the Windows bar here, go into the right click on the sound icon, go into the sounds, go into the playback devices, and make sure it may have happened automatically with installation, I am not sure. Make sure that the VoiceMeeter input is set as your default device. Here you can also press here, it should have a green checker next to its icon. Click OK. Now here you have three hardware outs, A1, A2, A3. This may be your headphones, your stereo speakers, or whatever you want. You don't need to use three of these. One will be enough. Simply on A1 pick your desired output. In my case, this will be headphones with the prefix WDM for better quality. Now you still don't hear anything probably, but you can see a bar moving here. Now press A1 here and you should be able to hear the music now. If you were to put your headphones, for example, here on A2, then pressing A2 here will output the audio to this device. Basically, these two columns are virtual inputs. You can also change the names by right clicking if this does help you. I personally don't need it. And it works so that you can have here two virtual inputs and three hardware inputs, and you can pass it wherever you want. Also, here, like I said, are master volumes. You can control master volume here that is going out on the here, as you can see, A1 device, and here are the other devices. Also, if you drag it down and double click this one, this will reset to default. Okay, so probably you still don't know what's going on, but I hope that you follow these few steps to kickstart us. And now I will try to explain this one, and I will show examples later that you can hear in your headphones now as a viewer. So I said that we use the VoiceMeeter as a proxy between us and our audio, but what is that? If we go here into the sound settings, we can see that the VoiceMeeter provided us with the two additional playback devices, being one input, one aux input, and this cable input we got from installing this additional software VB cables, I think it was called. And it also has given us the two additional recording devices, VoiceMeeter output and aux output. And also we have one cable here from the cable software. If we go once again into the VoiceMeeter, we can see that we have 3 hardware out devices. We have 3 hardware inputs and 2 virtual inputs. And it can work like this. Okay, so this is what we're doing at the moment. We have entirety of our audio that is passed through our system. We pass this one to the VoiceMeeter input, which is our default playback device. I've shown you this one here into the Windows option, as you can see. This is this device. Now, after we've passed this one to the input, we pass this one to the A1 hardware out, and then we listen to it. In my case through the headphones. Because we have more than one hardware out, we can do also shenanigans like passing the same thing to multiple hardware out devices. So for example, we can pass this also to other pair of headphones and make somebody else listen to it. But this is not super needed to make it like that, because we want to do something more advanced. If we didn't have all of this audio in the one system block, we could do something like this. Let's say, for example, that we want to divide audio into 3 different groups, one of the system, one of the music, one game. Then we can pass system to the VoiceMeeter normal input. We can pass music to the VoiceMeeter aux input. And now we don't have any more of the VoiceMeeter inputs. So the game can be passed together into the aux and into the normal input. But because we've installed VB cables, then we can do shenanigans like passing the game into the third channel to the cable output, and then throw this one as a VoiceMeeter hardware input here. This one gives us 3 channels, which we can pass wherever we want here, to whatever A2, A1, or whatever we want. Now with the mic, we can either pass this one into the VoiceMeeter if we want. We don't have to. Then we can pass it straight to the OBS or us, or we can pass it to listen to this on our headphones, so as we talk. Also, the other thing that we can do is passing the mic directly here without using the VoiceMeeter, whatever you want to do. So once again, we have the following situation. We have entire of our system audio past the VoiceMeeter input, which is our default playback device here in the option. Then we pass this input to our A1 device. Here is the VoiceMeeter input, and we enable listening to it on our A1 device by pressing this button. And then we finally set up our A1 device. Here, for me, this will be my headphones. It may be different for you. If you want, you can pass also this input to the second device by checking this A2 here. You have to experiment with it yourself. Now let's go into OBS. Now you will be able to see what's going on as a viewer of this video, not a person doing it. I will turn on the music in the background. I can hear it, you can't hear it. Let's create a new source, making an audio output capture. I will name this one VMeter1, click OK, and here as a device, pick the VoiceMeeter input or VoiceMeeter aux input, whatever you've set as a default device in the Windows option. Here we've set the VoiceMeeter input normal, I will turn this on and then make a cut to fix the recording tracks. Okay, I fixed the recording track. In order not to corrupt this video, we have the app created here, and you should be able to hear the music now as a viewer. Now let's simulate having a game turned on. Okay, here in the background I've turned on the second browser, this time being Chrome, alongside the Microsoft browser also playing music. Now I can hear both of these browsers playing music. Let's assume that the Chrome browser is our game playing. Now do the following. Go here, right click on the sound icon and open sound settings. Go into the app volume and device preferences. Okay, this window can like this or like this. It doesn't matter. Now we have our VoiceMeeter input set as our default device, and now we want alongside the Google Chrome, so let's call it our quote-unquote game. Let's set second output device, this time as an VoiceMeeter aux input. Now I've stopped hearing the Chrome browser in my headphones. If I want to hear it again, then I go into the VoiceMeeter, and as you can see, the second slider here started moving. If I want to hear it on my headphones also, I go like this, and now I again hear two browsers. And now if I can show this like this. If I stop this video, then this slider slowly dies. I turn it on again and it starts. Now if we also want to pass this slider to the OBS, we go to the OBS. Okay, so here in the source I will create a new source. This one will also be an audio output capture, but this time the device will be aux input. Let me make a cut and fix the tracks real quick. I fixed the tracks, and now I will also rename this one to VoiceMeeter 2. I should be able to hear both of these as a viewer of this video. I also hear both of these, but let's say that I don't want to. I can go here, turn it off here, and I can also turn it on again. And now the important part. Let's say that, for example, I want to control audio levels separately for my stream and for myself. Then for myself, I will control separate audio channels like this in here. If I want to hear the Chrome browser quieter, then I move this one. I don't do this here in the Windows Mixer because this will change it both for me and my viewers. I will reset this one, and if I want to change the audio level only for the OBS, then I go here, and this should make it quieter for you, but it did nothing for me. Okay, let's stop both of these. At least let's stop one of these, and also let's stop it for me. Okay, let's stop other one too. Now if I want to pass a microphone to the VoiceMeeter, I can do it like this. Here in the hardware inputs, pick whichever one you want, click select input device and press the WDM on your microphone. And now you can see that the VoiceMeeter is starting to pick up my microphone. You can still hear my microphone on the recording, but that's because the microphone here in the OBS is set as my microphone directly, not microphone from my VoiceMeeter. You can change it by doing the following. As you can remember, VoiceMeeter gave us two recording devices, output and aux output. If I wanted it as a default, this will be easier than for the other application, but I can also do it manually like this. Here in the VoiceMeeter we have this two B1 and B2. From A1 to A3 is where we want to pass this column input to here too. And B1, B2 is the thing that passes the output to the recording device here from the sound. B1 being the VoiceMeeter output and B2 being the VoiceMeeter aux output. Okay, so now in a second I will change here my microphone so here in a second I will change my microphone device into the VoiceMeeter output. You can also of course do it here in the settings in the audio. You can also set here the desktop audios instead of putting this one here, whatever you want. So let's say that I want to change it here. In 1 second you will stop hearing me on this recording, and in OBS it won't be moving, but as you will be able to see, this slider here will be moving. Okay, so pay attention. And now you can hear me because I turn on B1 again, as you can see. Now I will change this one. Look. And now you can hear me. Okay, let me really go here into the OBS to my default microphone so that I don't lose 10 minutes of talking again. Now I want to show you the last thing. I've already shown how to control the audio levels for yourself here only, not in the Windows mixer, and for your stream here only in the OBS. This will affect this one. Also don't forget about the master volumes. Also I can turn off the B1 here. It shouldn't affect the microphone, as you can see. And now it's time for the tricky part. Let's assume that we have these two channels and we want another one. This is why we've installed the VB cables. So try to imagine that the Google Chrome is still playing in the background. You can also hear it, but now if I change this one to the cable input, you will stop hearing the music from the Google Chrome, although it's still playing. Now we can use this cable input as our third audio channel by setting it here first, then going to the VoiceMeeter, and here in the hardware input, this is the tricky part, not the input virtual inputs, because we don't have any more of these. In the hardware input, we will simply pick a cable output. Now as you can see, it started moving. You don't hear it yet, but now we go here and let's call it, for example, a third voice meter, and we change this one to the cable input, and you can now also hear it. Okay, that will be it for the methods of separating the devices. If you appreciate this video, then you know what you can do to help me. See you in another videos. Bye.